Hey guys, it's Christina. How's it going? Well, I remember my first year teaching. I was at the school so much. I was there later into the evening. I'd also go in on the weekends, and I remember I just had so much work to do. And I remember thinking like, oh, this is so overwhelming. This is so much. But now that I've been teaching for a while now, I've come to realize how I can work less and get more done. And a lot of people ask me too, they'll be like, wow, you leave at a pretty good time every day. Like, how are you doing this, you know? So I'm gonna share with you guys some of my secrets and some of my tips on how I work less and I still get the work done. All right, so I sat down and I wrote down a bunch of tips and a bunch of things I think help me to work less. So I'm gonna try to narrow it down a little bit. But one of the things I think is so important is to collaborate with your team. I know I've talked about that quite a bit, but it's so important to share the workload and to divide things up so you don't have to do as much work. So a lot of times we will plan out what's coming up for the year and we'll divide things up. For example, in math, we decided we want to do a flipped classroom. And so basically we create this whole video and then we do questions that go with it. And then during that time, we could then pull kids over for a small group or individual work, and we can help them out more. Anyway, I can go into that a lot, but we divided up the videos. And so we each had just a few videos we had to record for each chapter. And then when we were done, we had a video for every single lesson for our whole curriculum map. And it's just amazing, and we still use it. So dividing up the work with your team is so important. If you're having a tough time working with your team and maybe they don't want to divide up the work, maybe there's a friend at another school, or you can interact with other teachers with the same grade level and you can share materials. I just think it just helps so much to do that, and you don't have to work as much. All right, so another way I've really saved on time just so much, and it's definitely evolved every single year, is my grading. I feel like the first few years that I taught, I spent so much time on grading, and I feel like some of it was unnecessary and it wasn't really that important for my teaching. I mean, some assignments, you can just look at it really quick and know how they're doing, and we don't have to like do a certain amount of points and all this and that. I don't know, I think our grading tips or grading methods are so important. So if you want to see some of mine, I actually have a whole video on grading that you'll have to check out. But I will share a lot of my different grading tips with you. All right, so another thing that has really helped me personally is to do certain things right away. So that way I'm not staying after school to focus on that and do it, and I've like procrastinated. So for me, if I get an email from a parent, I'll try to answer it pretty much when I get it or as soon as I get a moment. So that way I'm not putting it off and I'm not like, oh, I have to stay after school and do this email. Like, I'll just do it right away. Or if the office needs me to answer a question about something or a form, I'll try and do it right away. So that way it's just done and I don't think about it anymore. Because I feel like when we put those things off, a lot of times they'll give us a deadline. Like, okay, this needs to be in by Thursday, and then we're staying after school to do it. So for me, I just do it right when I get it. So that way I just don't keep procrastinating and it's done. All right, another thing I like to do just so I feel ready for the next day or the next week is before the next week starts, I try to have the whole week written in my planner. So I'll usually do that like Thursday during school or Friday or whenever I get a chance. But that way when I leave on the weekend, I have everything like planned out, or at least like an outline written out of what I'm doing the next week. And that way I can like leave knowing, okay, I have a general idea of things. Some things are planned out and put in place, but the other things I'll be good on, I can, throw together or whatever. But having that whole week planned before I leave for the weekend is just so helpful. Okay, so then when I get there the next morning, I have a general idea already of what I'm going to be doing that day. Then I can use my time and go into more detail. And I can run copies, get materials, and if it's a morning where I don't have a lot of time, I'll make it more simple. Or sometimes, let's be honest, as a teacher, sometimes you have to wing some lessons. So I'll just put what I can into it, and then if I didn't get to something, I'll just do the best I can. Okay, one thing I've learned a lot about, it's called time batching. I've actually done it before, but now that I've learned more about it, I want to do it even more. But it's where you just batch things together that are similar, and I guess it's easier for your brain to be doing certain tasks that are similar. Because if you switch from one thing to another and they're like way different things, I guess it takes your brain time to like switch. So if I'm cleaning that day or organizing, I'll mainly do that. And then maybe the next day I'll do some grading. I'll kind of just go with the flow with what I need. Or maybe one day I'll notice, okay, I need to work on an upcoming project I have coming up. So I'm gonna put time into that today. So time batching, I think, is really helpful, and I definitely plan to do more of it. Okay, one more tip I want to share today on how I work less is I have like a little toolbox, I guess you could say, of some different things I could do in a lesson. So I have like this little notebook, and I wrote down different methods of things I can do, like right off. Like if I'm winging something, I could go to this book and see, oh, I could do a jigsaw, or I could do think, pair, share, or I could do some kind of a mixer where they mix around the room and they bring a whiteboard with them and they write stuff down. So I would recommend having some kind of a little toolbox there. So if you don't have as much time to prep, you have all these different things you can pull from and easily just put into a lesson. Okay, these are a few different ways or secrets of some things I have done that really help me to work less. And I hope they help you too. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, please subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.